So I am on the way to the Western Missouri Kayak Fishing League, stop number 3 or 4, I'm not for certain, at Indian Creek Reservoir. It's a spot in northwest Missouri, near Chillicothe, and these guys normally fish all around Joplin, but they came up here for one event, so I'm going to go out and support, and hopefully they keep coming north of I-70, and I get to keep fishing with them. So I'm going to keep this short and sweet because there's a lot of deer out, and I've already almost hit several, so I don't want to have this light on too long and whatever. But it's about 4 o'clock now. Check-in is at the ramp at 5, I think. First launch and lines in. It's the same time. It's at 5:30. It's a shotgun start from the only boat ramp on the lake. This ought to be a good tournament. A lot of nice fish in this lake. A lot of fish in general. So this ought to be a pretty good one. This is an old school tournament. No Tourney X. I'll still have the pictures up, but I won't have the Tourney X standings at the end like I've been doing. But yeah, ought to be a good one. Ought to be a lot of fun. It looks like there might be, I don't know, 10 to 15 guys here, which would be pretty cool. Too many more than that, it would be too many on this lake, but that would be a decent amount. So I'm gonna get back to driving, and next thing you guys see will probably be the takeoff. So yeah, I'm excited. number 3. Fair enough.
I don't want to waste a bunch of time measuring freaking, I don't know,
Or something. Yeah. So not really?
I was trying to find some deeper water. Jeez, this whole place is stupid shallow.
Yeah, it is.
I just broke the tip of that rod off, but it doesn't really surprise me because I shut it in my tail gate earlier today. But I did break it, but I'm sure it weakened it, so just snapped the tip right off when I set hook on the first fish.
Huh.
That kind of blows.
Yeah.
There's giants over there.
Yeah. This one looked huge whenever I first saw him in the water. Shrinking quick. $15.25. Haven't measured them yet, but I'm gonna say over 17. Yeah. 17 and a half. One's my biggest is only 17 as well, so
Yeah. They'll turn on.
yeah.
Sun comes up a little bit higher, they'll locate a bit more predictable. I didn't fish this early the other time I was here, so I didn't know how they bit early in the day.
Yeah.
I'm fun fishing, I don't get up at 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah. Last time I was here, I got here at, I don't know, 2 or 3 in the afternoon. So
Yeah.
same here. Oh, I think this just tied me for my smallest, so didn't even cull.
What is it, 10?
11 and a quarter.
Okay.
I gotta check, I don't remember. Yeah. Another nice one. $16 and a quarter, 5-inch coal. gonna cull or not. Happy to catch him. If I can catch solid fish doing that. And 15 or 15 and a quarter, I can't tell. I mean, it was very clearly 15, but I might have got it to touch quarter. So here's the situation. My rudder control just came apart. And I was leaning back there to try to fix it. And my drain plug was underwater filling, my hole was filling because I'm missing my drain plug. So, it's 18 something. 17.75. little guy. Pretty sure he's not going to keep. Little bitty guy. Incher. 17 1/4. I'm at 85 1/4 now. My smallest fish is 14 1/2. I'd really like to get rid of that. Or not 14, excuse me, 16 1/2. I've got a little less than an hour left, so I think I might just stay right here. Let's go. $16 1/2. So I'm like in like 15 to 20 foot of water, and there's some weeds that come up to 5 to 10 foot, and I'm just throwing this chatterbait over top of them, pausing and letting it kind of fall in, or eating it on the fall usually. Alright, so I'm going to quickly go over the baits that I caught everything on in this video, and kind of the rod setups. I caught everything on 3 different baits pretty well, at least as far as I can remember. Oh no, 4. And I'll quickly go over the rod setups and the baits that I've been throwing. Most of them have been re-rigged with other baits, so the rods don't match up with what I was throwing, but I'll explain it all. So, started off the morning throwing a poppin' frog. The one that I was throwing was a toad thumper poppin' frog. It's not this one. I lost it at the last tournament that I fished. This is KVD poppin' perch or something, I don't know. Gonna be honest, I like the other one a lot better. This one's not bad, but the other one I liked a lot better until I snapped it off on a lily pad. But I was throwing, yeah, a toad thumper poppin' frog. I don't know what they call it other than that, and that was on a Tatula XT 7.3 heavy fast with a Tatula CT reel. This is a 8.1 to 1 gear ratio reel, and I was throwing them with 65-pound Power Pro. It's pretty faded, but still does the job as long as I don't run leader knots on it. This is pretty well the frog setup they use all the time. I'm wanting to go to a lighter setup, but this does well for now. It's just a little heavier than I would like for fishing out of the kayak. But that's my frog setup that I caught that first one in the morning on. I then switched to a pretty light Texas rig. It was similar to this, except for I started with a black trick worm from Zoom, I believe. And it was just a 6-inch trick worm, throwing it near any kind of wood or near the grass line, stuff like that. I did have a 1/4 ounce tungsten bullet weight from Pattern Tackle. It was a ChocDog tungsten, but I switched it out to this 1/8 ounce for just a slower fall. This was on a different day of fishing, but in this video I was fishing a 1/4 ounce ChocDog tungsten. Partway through the day I switched to this free faller Neko worm from Revive Bait Company. Got these tails that kick whenever it falls. They're advertised as a Neko worm, but they work great on a real light Texas rig like this, just drifting down next to brush piles or next to grass. I love them. The rod that I was throwing this on was a Ebby Garcia Jordan Lee. I want to tell you that this is like a 6'8". This is a 6'10" heavy fast. It's not really a heavy rod. It's kind of a medium heavy. It's not really fast. It's like a moderate fast. It works fine for these real light Texas rigs, or works good for little wizard jigs if you're throwing them or something like that. And I was throwing that on a Seviin GF reel. This is the 8.1 to 1 gear ratio. I actually really love this reel. Throwing this with 30-pound Power Pro down to, I want to tell you, 15-pound copolymer. And the copolymer that I've been using is the P-Line C21, 15-pound, as my leader. And the leader knot that I use on those is a Crazy Alberto. If you care about this stuff. If not, no worries. You don't have to watch it. Then the third thing that I was throwing was a Pimp Gill Pinhead Bladed Jig with just this, I want to tell you, that's a Storm 360 search bait, paddle tail on the back of it for a trailer. This is what I caught the majority of my fish on, and all my biggest fish on was this bait right here. I was throwing that on a custom rod that a friend made for me. Got my name on it. I know it's backwards, but you get the idea. 7-foot medium heavy. This is an MB 843. If you guys are getting your rod blanks from Mudhole Tackle, this is the one that I was using. And then I was throwing them on a Curado 70 HG, a little bit older version. But this is my favorite reel of all time right here. And on this I've got 15-pound P-Line C21 again. I really like this stuff, not for a main line, but I really like it for a leader. I think it's got a little bit too much stretch for a chatterbait main line. But this is what I caught most of my fish on. And then I didn't get the bait out and prepared, but I did catch a couple there, including that catfish on a 3/4 ounce Mop Jig from LS Lures as well. And just dragging that along the weed lines. You saw in the video this Pinhead. I was throwing it over some suspended, or not suspended, but throwing it over some deep grass along the dam, catching those fish that were suspended right over top of it. And I was throwing it next to the trees and letting it sink, and then catching the fish that were just sitting next to trees. So that's kind of the baits that I used. If you have any more questions about it, feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to discuss more. I've never done one of these rundown videos, so I don't know what you would find interesting. So thank you guys for watching.